Hello, YouTube. Thursday. I've been busy. Ladder torn apart, just screwed together. Get stainless steel bolts for it. Stainless steel sink. Even those things are stainless. Magnet doesn't stick to any of it. I checked. Look at that. Whoo! Really cleaning up. Garbage ready for tonight. Irony aluminum. Couple motors. Those kids' cars. That is what that used to look like. Those pieces got too much steel in them. The ones that don't are in the tub. See, they're kind of hollow. They shove steel pipes up their butts. I kind of show you maybe on this one. See the steel rod in there? They're in both of them. It's just a little farther down. Yeah, it's not going to focus on that. Not enough light. But anyways, that runs all the way through. Hang on a sec. I'm back. Cast aluminum. I've been busy just getting things cleaned up a little bit. That was a patio table. I cut them in half and then folded them. Ladder, I gave it a cut in half. It's all clean aluminum. So we're getting ready for another. I just got to do that chair yet and that machine and those guys on the bottom. But anyways, this one was for apartment scrapper. We talked about that or mentioned it, about taking these guys apart. He says he thinks there's copper in there. Well, buddy, there you go. I took the one end off. You can get a look-see. Yeah, I peeled it open because I didn't know how it was folded on there. That's all steel, so. But that's all copper. See how nice and shiny it is in there? I just got to cut it on the other side yet. But see, you cut it right on the edge. Because that is steel. I'll show you with my little specialty magnet. This guy. See, there's a little chunk of steel inside. That sits right on there. Oop. That is steel too. Well, maybe it ain't, but whatever. It doesn't belong. It's spring loaded. That'll be the other end. But this is the magnetron. See, I just cut the steel off of it. The stuff all looks coppery, eh? That doesn't. That's a definite. But I don't know how they fold that on there and get it attached, but it is attached. But I'm going to cut the rest of it off, so bear with me. I'm going to set you way over yonder here. I think you can see it. I'm hoping. Yes. Can you see it? I got to flip it around to the other side, but it's almost like virgin copper. That's what powers the microwave. Like, it's the magnetron itself. The transformer, mind you, does power the microwave, but I'm going to cut the other side off now. It's easier with a vise, so. See, now it's harder to do because it's squishier. I don't know if you have a grinder or not. You give it a quick cut. This helps the sawzall start, that's all. See, that's what I mean. My battery's dead. I'll swap out batteries here. It will get away on you, maybe. I'm also playing with a dull blade, so. I don't know how it's attached in there. I'm thinking it's kind of folded. Oh yeah, the steel is folded into the copper. There we go. Boom. Put a magnet to it. Make sure. Yep. So there you have it. I'll release it. Boom. Nice little chunk of copper. I put it in with my number 2. See? Nice and shiny in there, huh? Look at that. I'll bring it out in the sun here. Ooh, looks like bird. Oh, it's harder to see. Sorry. There we go. Look at that. So shiny and pink on the inside, eh? But that's what the Magnatron looks like there, apartment scrapper. So it's everybody's call. I do take them apart, but everybody chooses on their own. You can see that's all steel. The ends. There's a lot of steel in this stuff. So, see? And then you look on here, nothing. So it goes in for number 2. I put it in with my number 2 copper, not the wire. But yeah, as you see, I have a small amount of them to do. Number 2 copper. Boom, and it goes. But hey, that's your call if you think it's worthwhile, you know. I myself do. Didn't damage either one of these little. They think it's made out of beryllium or whatever, but depending on the age of the microwave, I think. But in the shred bucket they go. That's how that works. Simple. Yeah, my brass hoard's getting bigger. I just took all them valves apart. Propane tanks. I did a video a while back there taking them off. One guy wanted a viewer wanted to see how I took them off. So I did 5 tanks, so I did 5 valves. Should be 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. They're tricky little buggers. You got to cut them open because they don't like to come apart properly. That safety valve on the one side is spring loaded. That's what it looks like when he's still attached. And that's supposed to screw out, but the valves are old enough that it won't unscrew. That's brass. See these here? It's when you tear a vacuum cleaner apart. You know the pull cord that you pull out of them? That winding mechanism. You got to pop them open and you get the brass out. That's how the hydro is. One's return and one's power, right? Because it spins. Because otherwise you just twist the cord up. And then of course everybody knows what these are. The brushes. Always check them with a magnet. Some of them look like this, but they're steel. But all these little rings, there's always 2 there. 2 to a vacuum. Because you got a power cord. I know some vacuums have 3 prongs, but that's just the ground and it'll be attached on the inside of the machine somewhere. So a lot of vacuums don't have a ground, but shop vacs, but then they don't wind up. So, but that's what those are from. In all different sizes, different vacuums. Tap brass. I still get number 1 brass for this because it is all clean. Even radio antennas, that's brass. You cut them off. It's nice stuff, this brass. But I keep it separate from the other brass. I haven't done any of my plugs yet. Those are all brass. Pain in the butt to take out, but put a slice here, a slice there, and one there. And you can pop them out, cut the copper off the end of them. That's what I do. I put them in the bench vise, pull them out with the pliers. Then there's always a little strand of copper. Copper goes in the number 2 bucket. there's solder, gotta cut solder off because you can't have, it'll be dirty brass. There's no 1 and 2 like copper. The brass, it's either clean or it's dirty. It's not 1, 2, or 3 like some of the copper. And if you're wondering what number 3 copper is, that's usually burnt wire. So, my winter hoard. That's what that looks like. Just thought I'd show it to you. You're hoeing and humming about doing it. If you got a bench vise, it works a lot better than if you have to hold it by hand. So, just an idea. Told you I'd show you. I think I did a video on it before. So I'm getting her done. Looks so much better. My truck's closer to home. It's not down the driveway like it was. There's those dehumidifier frames. Yeah. Garage door openers. Boom, boom. They have nice copper motors in them too. That's why I snag them up. I'll show them to you. They're already de-shelled. They're just have to take the copper off the windings yet, off the motor itself. Everybody recognizes that one. Ceiling fan. There's one. No. There's one. Yeah, it took a bit to get him out of his chassis, and there's the other one. Yeah, they're nice little motors. Yeah, I checked my stove out the other day. I had that in there since past winter. You can come apart now. Just slide right out. Ten after 4. Didn't work again today, nothing going on. I got called to go to work tomorrow though. Not a big run by the sounds of it, and then I got to be a good boy. I'm on call this weekend. Looks like everything's in there. I don't know how well you can see that. Even the hard drive's in there. Why wouldn't you take it out? Wouldn't you be worried about your information? I know I might be. It's not like I post anything nude on there. Nobody will want to see me naked anyways. I'm too old. That's empty. Time for more electronics. Radiator hoard's getting bigger because of all the dehumidifiers that ripped apart. 2 per dehumidifier. Some of them came out nice. Don't have to do anything to them. See that? No steel on either end. Couple of them like that. Otherwise, look at all the steel that's on there. It's got to come off. And there's another one, no steel on it. I think he's on this pile because I'm just going to cut all the copper off because that's worth more money than leaving it on the rad. But yeah, there's a few of them in there. One of these days, get her at it. Yeah, the hoard's getting longer. They might have a little oil in them. That's why they're draining. Won't be much. A couple drip drops. Shopping cart's empty. We did that purge. Still have my aluminum doors. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Bring them in as sheet aluminum or use them for some project. Not sure yet. I wish this thing would have sold. Figured somebody would have been interested in it. Nope. No bites. Can't even walk. Trip myself. Okay, I gotta take that out of the truck yet. I don't know where to put it. My stainless is just a small bucket. That one that's up on top of the lawnmower. And it's starting to fill up. Mainly nuts and bolts. So yeah, this was cool. You ever come across a stainless steel pan with a steel bottom? Only steel. It had a heavy piece of aluminum and then a piece of steel over top of it. I'm trying to find it. It was different. I've never seen one like that before. Oh, it's stuck to the magnet. There it is. It had a steel bottom with this guy in between. It's a chunk of aluminum. So picture it. That pan, this on top, and then that holds this on top. I guess it was just, I don't understand it. But the pan's stainless, that's a chunk of aluminum, and then a piece of tin over top to hold the aluminum to the pan. It was just like crimped. I don't know, maybe to handle the heat, I guess, if you had a gas stove, you know, flame might get a little hotter, I'm not sure, but why wouldn't you just make it out of steel or stainless totally? It actually gave the pot weight, this part, but aluminum, as far as I'm concerned, melts at a certain temperature. But yeah, it was kind of weird, but it came apart very easily. So that was a bonus. So otherwise, dirty stainless isn't worth shit. You know, around here, dirty stainless, sticky stainless is worth less than shred. You can figure that out. So I think I'm going to call her quits. I've been at her since 8:30 this morning. Just piddle parting around. Oh, I took all them crutches and everything apart. I took the bike rims apart. These, see, there's a cut in them because there's two steel pins. I threw that in with my irony aluminum because there is pins in them. There they are. See, there's a steel pins. That's what holds the two halves together. Well, you can't have steel on there, then it's dirty aluminum, right? So 5 bike rims, all aluminum now. These are all crutches. What did we get? 3, 4, 5 pairs of crutches. Plus I got a little a seat for sitting in the tub and an aluminum walker. Stripped it all. This here was the handles of a power washer. It was aluminum too. One little rivet held the plastic on, so boom, done. So yeah, clean aluminum. So that's a bonus. There's the backrest of those chairs I was showing you. Those there. Took the webbing off. That's a little tricky to pull it right out. A bench vise helps very muchly for that, and your partner helps very muchly for that because her and I both tugging at the same time. We got her done. So we're getting closer to be lighting him up again. Put a little more wood in. I still got to get my plywood up here. I want to do 2 sheets. Just to keep the heat lower down, so when it's not going straight to the roof, it'll enhance more in the garage. I don't want to insulate it because this garage will get very warm in the winter with the stove going. Because I've had it before where I had to sit with that door open in the middle of winter because it gets that warm. So yes, I consider that kind of free heat, right? The stove was free. The rim underneath was free. It's holding it because that's actually a fireplace insert. I was going to strip it for all its brass. But then I thought, hey, that'd be a nice one in the garage. It's got 2 vents. One on each side, those handles. And then the door. It does a very nice job. It does have a blower on it. Right there, but it's a little loud. I have to take that cover off and check it out because that blower would make the air come through this vent here. Just picture if this was in your wall yet. This is where to flush with the wall, so you wouldn't see past that. And this is what would be heating in your house. And it's supposed to be more efficient than a regular open fireplace. But I like it. Scrap fan. Works like a charm. It blows the heat all the way around the whole garage. By the time it gets to me, it's about 10-15 degrees cooler, which is fine by me. When I'm standing over here, you generally see it. I'll show that thermometer. It'll be anywhere between 60 to 80 degrees on this side by the workbench. So it does work. I pay for wood, or I get the wood for free. I showed you my little thing there with the pallet buster. That's what they call that thing. That little tool right here, I did purchase that. Little pallet buster. It's about 4 feet tall. Works like a charm. It does what it's intended to do. Instead of trying to use a crowbar and hammer, right? That thing works slick. I had made one many years ago, similar idea, but I was on the wrong track, you know what I mean? It worked and it didn't. So, yeah, maybe I'll have all that cut out by this weekend, hopefully. Bulk week don't start for another 2 weeks. So the first full week of next month, so it's late. That's be around the 6th. So, yeah. Hey Bert, Scrap Farm, you ever watch my videos? If you do, can you send me a link to where I can get some more of these batteries? 14.4 volt. I got 2 of them that aren't holding a charge worth of crap anymore. 14.4 NiCad. Unless there's a conversion for the 20 volt. I have the 4 amperes for my my saws. I like using these guys. They work slick. So if you got an idea, or anybody else, I know Bert had those. He wasn't a big fan of them. That was when Miss Canadian Scrapper was looking for tools. And she went with the Ryobi. She went the other direction. So that's my update. Have a nice day. You see the geese are all across the field. Sun shining. Like, subscribe, and share or not. Have a nice day.